I have not checked, at least in a while, in a very long time, I haven't checked the definition of a wholesaler or wholesaling. So don't beat me up on the actual meaning and terminology of it, okay? I will do my best to explain what I know so far. Okay, every time you get a phone call asking you to sell your house, you may have questions like, is this a realtor? Because yes, realtors, at least back in the day, they used to call people, right? And some some still do it. You know, the calling, cold call. But nowadays, with the internet, the social media, and all that, I would say the new generations don't do cold calling, and it's not efficient. Now, it's more personal. I agree with that. It's more personal, but it is not efficient. Never has. It still not is. And what happens is, how did the wholesaler gets the call, your phone number, or the realtors, or anybody for this matter. Well, there are, well, like just like anything, there are companies dedicated to collect information about people, and they sell it, plain and simple. So let's assume, I mean, my brain is going everywhere because I'm sorry. It depends on in my head. I'm thinking like the what is happening between the realtors and the type of information they collect or they want or they need versus the one for the wholesaler, which is different. What is kind of messed up is that at the end it looks very similar, and the objective is to get the whole of you. So that is where my brain is, and is just getting all confused in how to explain this. So let me try again. I'm sorry, I am ADHD. It's always messing with me. And I'm not making it or saying it just because it's fun to say. No, in fact, it's true. I have it. I medically diagnosed by it. So you will see it every time you hear me in the conversation. There you go. I just did it. Anyway, going back to the subject. The question? Yes. Okay. So wholesaler. Who are they and how they get your information? Okay, let's start by saying how anyone can get your information. Like I said, the databases or the data companies. One big difference between the realtors and the wholesalers, the information that they care about or that they need, is number one, the wholesaler will look at information or will want data specifically about properties that have at least 50% of equity. What do I mean by that? If you have equity, there is a wiggle room to make to make money. If you have your mortgage is still, let's say, kind of new, then there's really not meat in the bone or on the bone. So, and they are looking for people that have distressed properties. By distressed properties is very simple. There is a this concept that I'm sure you heard of it. It's called drive for dollars. So basically, what you do is you drive around and you look at the properties in the neighborhood that the the grass is high, that the outside is not as neat, tidy, clean, manicured like the other properties in the neighborhood. They don't go into low end type of properties because um, there is really not a lot of equity in that in the way that they can get money. They still do it, but because money will be as long as you have a deal, you have a deal. But then, for the most part, they're looking something in the mid-range of type of neighborhoods. A lot of the low end neighborhoods will be mostly rentals. So the homeowner, no, I'm sorry, the property owner obviously will not live there. However, those are the places where the majority of people that, if they own it, the property will be deprecated. Because it's, if you struggle to make your ends meet, your grass is the last thing that you care about, right? So most of the properties will be about the same. So that could be one area, but for the most part, that is not exactly where they're after. They go more for a, you know, mid-range type of neighborhoods, and they look at, if they don't drive around, probably they are from out of state. All they have to do is go to these websites that sell the information. They put the information. They put the criteria there. For example, properties that have, like I said, 50% of equity plus. The homeowner is divorced, or there's some liens on the property. Let's say, what other examples? What else they use? Well, there are plenty others, and I can't remember of any. Okay, but let's say they get that. Now, what happens is they're gonna a list is of properties are going to show up, and then they have to find out who owns it. Then is another part of the business is called skip tracing. For the most part, the same companies that will produce or will give you that information, the information about the property, will have either a sister company, or they will have a different program, or sometimes they bundle it all together, and you can do a skip tracing. And what that means is they will produce a like they will have the name, and then they will have the property number. There will be the lot ID, or things like that. Now the skip tracer will go find the phone number, email address, any number associated with the name or that with that property. For example, if you ever apply for a credit card and you gave your phone number, right, and your email address, well, they sell that information too. So try to connect dots, right? And many times your name will match somebody else's name, and you will the the spreadsheet will have that other person's phone number. So when it's all said and done, in a very specific neighborhood, let's say an area code, they just grab a zip code. It doesn't have to be the way, but let's use that as an example. They grab the zip code and they collect all the information based on the criteria that they want. And then from that point, let's say 500 houses come out. They will sort it out. There's a lot of garbage in that spreadsheet. A lot of, when I say garbage, is like no phone. You can see there will be like an 1-800 number on it. You're not going to call a 1-800 number because you know that that is not going to be a homeowner, right, or the property owner. Maybe the address when you the email address is so broken, and then you know that that is not going to work. You have to sort out through that spreadsheet. And when you have concluded that this is what you exactly the information that you want, then you start making those phone calls and hoping that the information in the spreadsheet is still correct. I will tell you, half of the time it's not. But no information is guaranteed, but that's what they do. Once they get the whole of you, if they get the whole of you, their goal is not to connect with you. Well, it kind of is, kind of not. The goal is to connect with you if the person that's making the phone call is the actual wholesaler, the business owner, the one that wants to do the business with you. If it is a VA or virtual assistant, I'll tell you they don't care, because they get paid to make phone calls by the numbers. So imagine if you have a 1,000 or 2,000 phone numbers on a spreadsheet and you get paid by the hour, they can take forever. Or if they get paid, I don't know, let's say 50 cents for every phone call that they make, they will try to make as many phone calls as they can as fast as possible. And then they don't know the business. They don't know the wholesaler themselves, because these guys or these VAs are or live in other countries. You can go to Fiverr, you can go to, there are so many virtual assistants online that you can hire, and they will make the phone calls for you. All you have to do is give them the questionnaire of what you want. And that's it. They will make the phone call. That's why a lot of the times you will see or you will hear that the person making the phone call, like calling you, the cold caller, has a very thick accent. I have an accent, and I'm not one of them. So just because the person has an accent, don't shoot them. Don't shoot the messenger right away. You might have to find out who they are first. But you can tell the difference based on the conversation. And it also depends on, I'm talking about the VA. Depending on what part of the world, and culturally, it's not that they are rude themselves. It's not like they want to be offensive. It's just culturally they just very abrupt, or they're very forward. Like, boom, boom, and no emotions, no nothing. Very, very transactional. And because of it, it feels that a lot of the times these people, they don't care. Now, I will tell you, there are lots of situations where there is an American calling you, the actual person, and they've been doing it for quite some time. And some of them are really good people. They care and they want to talk to you. They want to make friends with you. But they make friends with you because they want to do the business, and they know that in order for you to give them your business, you have to like them. It's all about the transaction. Because once you sell your home to them, it's not like you're going to buy a home from them. The transaction is one and done, and you probably will never hear from them again. Does that make sense? Right? And on the other hand, though, let's assume it is a realtor. I'm going to take a backtrack about the realtor. Let's assume that the realtor is the one that's calling you. Yes, the realtor wants your business. No doubt, no lie. But the big difference is that the realtor knows that in order to get the business from you, that person, the realtor, has to work their asses off, because there are thousands of other realtors out there that will do the same exact job. They will not go the extra mile, but you already know them. You might have a friendship with them. Your cousin, your uncle, your best friend's nephew is a realtor, and you might be using them. So the realtor that's calling you understands that part, and also understands that you live in basically in the same community. It could be, maybe the city next door, maybe different zip code. But what are the odds that you will run into this person once again? If you don't get along, if they do a terrible job, you will never refer them, and the word is going to spread out. So the realtor will try its best, his or her best, not to ruin it. So they will be friendly, and then they will try to make a friend with you for the long term, not just for that one transaction. Because yes, you might sell your house right now, but you will need a place to live next. Whether you rent it or you buy it, that same realtor will help you to do that. Now, did you know that the realtor is completely capable, and by law, that person is legitimately authorized to help you to find a rental place? Now, ideally, it will be, for a fee. It's not going to be the same, but something to help out for their work that they're putting together. I mean, their work to help you. But honestly, and I'll tell you from experience, yes, we help and we go that extra mile. We drive a lot. We drive around looking for these places. If you say, hey, I like this neighborhood, I saw a house, can you help me to see if I can get in and be, they rent it out? And you're like, yeah, sure. Then you go with them, Even if it takes an hour to get there, you drive. That is an hour of that realtor's time. It could be with another client, could be with their kids, could be, doing something else, but instead it's helping this person. The realtor is using his or her gas to drive out there and to drive back down. Gas is expensive. And is the realtor getting paid at least so far? No, right? So those are the things that we have to consider every time we ask a realtor for help. Yeah, sure. Let's take a second.